سيداتي سادتي ضيوفنا الكرام، نود أن نرحب بكم في استضافة الجائزة الكبرى للناشئين ISU جونيور جراند بري أبو ظبي 2025، وإنه لشرف عظيم أن نرحب بكم في دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة، ونتمنى أن تستمتعوا بإقامتكم في أبو ظبي. نرجو منكم التفضل بالوقوف للنشيد الوطني لدولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة.
Ladies, gentlemen, and distinguished guests, we wish to welcome you to the ISU Junior Grand Prix Abu Dhabi 2025. It is an honor to welcome the United Arab Emirates, and we hope you enjoy your stay in Abu Dhabi. We kindly request that you please raise for the UAE National Anthem.
تتميز دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة بتراثها وثقافتها الغنيين، ولها تاريخ فريد جدا. والآن نود أن نلفت انتباهكم إلى الشاشات الموجودة على كل جانب من جوانب الحلبة لعرض فيديو قصير عن دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة.
The UAE is rich in heritage and culture and has a very unique history. We would like to draw your attention to the above elevated screens on each side of the ring for a short video.
Welcome everyone to Abu Dhabi, the opening ceremony, the official opening ceremony here for the first time. An ISU international event of figure skating held in this part of the world.
You know what this is?
Of course I know. These are pearls.
Very good. And where do you think they came from?
Well, from a shop, I suppose.
Well, that would certainly have been easy. But no. Many years ago, my father, your grandfather, got these from their original home.
Where is that?
From the oysters where they grew. And he dived way down to the bottom of the sea for them. So, his hands were fit to hold his pearls. In those days, if you wanted something, you had to go and get it. All of our country was like this desert now. If you wanted food, you had to hunt for it. Water, there were no taps. You had to travel for it. And to earn money, your grandpa would set out to sea, diving and diving again for pearl. It was tiring and dangerous work, but it gave us what we needed to live until the disaster came.
Why? What happened?
In the early 1930s, people found a way to make pearls rather than dive for them. And suddenly, no one wanted grandpa's pearls anymore. Life became very tough for him and for thousands of people.
So what happened?
It was like Allah was watching over our country. Because at the same time as people stopped buying our pearls, a new and very valuable gift was being discovered.
I know, oil.
That's right. Oil explorers came from everywhere in search of oil. And they found it.
So everyone's problem was over. Now the country was rich, yes?
But it took more than just money to set us on the path to a better life.
What do you mean?
It needed a man of honor and character to lead us there.
You mean Sheikh's life, right?
I do, of course. He believed that it was people, not dollars, that would make our country great. He could see our future clearly. He saw that the Emirates would be stronger if we all joined together. So along with Sheikh Rashid and the rulers of other states, he formed the United Arab Emirates. And of course, he became the first president as well. He built roads, hospitals, airports, schools. He created opportunities for women, including universities. And only a generation later, just look at us now.
We have the most modern racetrack in Formula One.
Oh yes.
And we learned that Master City will be completely powered by the sun and the wind and no carbon. And we have the world's tallest building. And the palm. And the incredible hotels. And the metro. And...
Yes, I get it. We have so much to be proud of. But you know, it's not just technology and the new buildings that say we have come a long way.
what else then?
What about the treasures in our museums? The art that hangs in our galleries? And the magnificent new Grand Mosque in Abu Dhabi? And what about all the places you and your friends have fun?
I bet we had more fun than you did when you were 9.
Every generation thinks that. But you know, the more things change and move on, the more we should remember where we have come from. Some of the greatest things were created by nature, not by man.
Like this desert?
Like this desert, yes. And like these beautiful pearls. Here, put your hands together. It's time to pass them on to you, as my father did to me. So when you are grown up, they will remind you of the journey that he started and which you are carrying on. Now, get some sleep. Tomorrow, we head for the city.
Mark back inside the arena here. We'll be treated to some traditional and cultural dances and music.
What a wonderful spectacle in this arena. Storytelling, entertainment before the event continues.
The history of this country, and we'll learn more about the history of ice sport. In the coming days. See the Emirati Skating Club sign right behind the dancers.
This, the Ayella dance, is a powerful symbol of Emirati unity, pride and heritage, recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. This is performed by men in 2 rows. It embodies values deeply woven into Emirati life. Traditionally seen at weddings, Eid, National Day and official events.
How lucky are we, Mark, to pay witness to this first for the ISU in this part of the world. It's a privilege and an honor to be here.
Yes, it truly is.
Well, part of the opening ceremony here in Abu Dhabi at the very first ISU International competition in this region of the world.
والتي ستقوم بافتتاح هذا الحدث رسميا السيدة زهرة لاري.
It is a pleasure to now introduce you to Ms. Zahra Lari, the UAE Winter Sports Federation Figure Skating Committee President, who will officially open this event.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, officials, coaches, parents, and most importantly, our talented skaters. Good evening, and a very warm welcome to everyone joining us today for this exciting ISU Junior Grand Prix here in Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates. It is truly inspiring to see how this beautiful sport, one that combines grace, strength, and precision, continues to grow here in our region. What once seemed like a dream, skating on ice under the desert sun, has become a proud reality thanks to the vision, dedication, and passion of our sporting community. Today we gather not only to compete, but to celebrate the spirit of perseverance, creativity, and friendship that figure skating represents. Every glide, spin, and jump we'll witness today is the result of countless hours of training, determination, and love for the sport. Each skater here embodies the courage to step out on the ice and give their very best. We would also like to take a moment to thank the International Skating Union for their continued support, guidance, dedication, and belief in the UAE's figure skating journey. We thank our officials, coaches, volunteers, and families who made this event possible. Your support and encouragement are true foundation of success of every skater. To our athletes, remember that while medals and scores are part of the competition, the real victory lies in the joy of performing, in the friendship you build, and in the confidence you gain each time you skate. As the UAE continues to embrace diversity in sports, figure skating stands as a shining example of what can be achieved when passion meets opportunity. Together, we are not just developing athletes, we are building a community that celebrates excellence, inclusion, and dreams without limits. So let's fill the rink with energy, smiles, and unforgettable moments. I wish all our skaters the best of luck. May you shine on the ice and inspire us all with your performances. With that, it is my great honor to officially declare the ISU Junior Grand Prix Abu Dhabi officially open. Thank you, and let's enjoy a wonderful day of skating.
Well, there you have it, Zahra Lari opening officially this competition.
شكرا لك زهرة. سيستمر فنانو العيالة التقليديون في أدائهم خارج الحلبة. إذا كان لدى أي شخص رغبة في الانضمام إليهم أو التقاط الصور فنحن نرحب بذلك. سنأخذ الآن استراحة قصيرة لإعادة تسوية الجديد قبل بدء حدث الرجال. نشجعكم على البقاء ودعم هؤلاء الرياضيين الرائعين. شكرا جزيلا ونتمنى لكم إقامة ممتعة في أبو ظبي دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة.
Thank you, Sarah. The UAE traditional Ayella performance will continue their performance outside the train entrance. If anyone wishes to join them or take photos, you are welcome to do so. We will now have a short break for an ice resurfacing before beginning the next event. We encourage you to stay and support these great athletes. Thank you very much and enjoy your stay in Abu Dhabi.
Well, Mark, there's the end of the opening ceremonies here. Quite different and very exciting, really, to be in this part of the country. We're just here, we're doing our work, as everyone is, skaters and coaches and whatnot. But in time, we'll look back at this and say, wow, it's when this region of the world started to see and feel the beauty of our sport. And who knows, in years to come, whether skaters champions, perhaps in the future, come from here.
Well, the history lesson offered to us during this opening ceremony has showcased us the meteoric rise and changes to this nation, and potentially that will be the same for them in this world and sport of figure skating.
And as we learned today, and we'll be able to provide for the audience on Saturday, an interview with a gentleman who really was the start of this and getting ice hockey organized. It's starting to get the arenas organized from an administrative perspective. The public, very popular now. They have to turn people away from signing up to learn to skate. So the sport of skating, whether it's hockey or speed or figure, is growing so much here that they don't have enough facilities, but I'm sure they will in the future.
Yes.
Oh, very exciting. We're going to take a short break, and we'll come back with the ice resurfacing, and then the men's short program will start at 20 hours right here in Abu Dhabi.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to week number 7 on the Junior Grand Prix here in Abu Dhabi. I'm Ted Barton along with Mark Hanratty. The final event here on day 1 is the men's short program. Now, no one here has won a Junior Grand Prix event, gaining the 15 points that comes along with that. And 4 of the 6 spots for the men's final in Nagoya are already taken. So in this event, there are 5 men battling for 2 spots.
Sena Takahashi of Japan, Grayson Long of Canada, and Dennis Kruglog of Belgium all have 13 points. So it is likely that the last 2 spots for the final would go to 2 of these skaters. However, on the outside looking in is Shun Yamura of Japan and Lucius Kazaneki of the United States, both with 11 points.
It's not impossible, but maybe a long shot for them. 23 skaters from 21 nations. The men's short program begins right now. Welcome, everyone, back to Abu Dhabi as we take a look at the Grand Mosque. Visited that just the other night. It is absolutely spectacular, as is the structures and the architecture. We take a look at the Louvre here in Abu Dhabi. Amazing. You could spend a week in that place. It's so well designed, so beautifully presented. So interesting. We take a look at the football stadium as well here in Abu Dhabi. Just amazing. And now we're live inside the arena here for the Junior Grand Prix as we take a look at the officials for the men's short program. Mark?
Yeah, it's just amazing. And having just watched the opening ceremony and getting a little bit of a history lesson through the videos and the speeches shared, it makes me excited and interested to think how the figure skating in Abu Dhabi will transcend. We've seen so much development from an architectural and cultural standpoint, and I just wonder what will happen for the skaters too over the years to come.
And this is the Zayed Sports City, so it's not just this arena here as well. They've got, you know, basketball courts. They've got many different sporting facilities in this massive park here, which was built for the activities of the locals and also the expats as well. And now international competition, not only here with this, but also hockey. There's the international tournaments that come into this facility. There's another facility in another town, which is an identical facility as this.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of the city.
LA?
Yeah, something like that, LA. And this, as we take a look at the start order for group number 1. So it is an education in how this ice sports got developed, of course, once they built the rink and people became fascinated. The reason they built the rinks in the beginning, there was a rink in Dubai, because they were bringing expats in for their expertise to help build the cities out with architecture and with, you know, the oil refineries, et cetera, et cetera. And they asked them, what do you need to move here? Well, big salaries, number 1. So I think that was done. But many people said, well, swimming pools, and we'd like an ice rink, because they lived in North America or somewhere else in Europe, and that was part of their culture. So they started to build these ice rinks for the ice expats. The people who lived here, brought up here, they never had seen skating. They never skated. They never were in an ice rink. So as they started to see, you know, public skating, as they started to see ice hockey and whatnot, there was a fascination with the sport. And then the development of the hockey program with many teams and many leagues, some success internationally, maybe at the lower level, but some success, and then the birth of figure skating here in this country as well. So it's really an interesting history, and here we are, the first international figure skating event ever in this part of the world.
And we have so much to thank Zara Lari for in the way in which she has pioneered the figure skating from the United Arab Emirates, and she spoke to the audience in opening officially this event just moments ago, and it was wonderful to chat to her whilst we have been here and to see her continued and her family's continued passion for the support of the sport.
And her mom. Yeah, who's, you know, so it's interesting how the local skating club got started here, and it just takes a few, usually great big projects and big ideas start with a few people who are absolutely determined to reach their goal. And their goal was to bring this sport of figure skating or ice hockey, whatever, to this part of the world and get their community engaged. And as we've heard before, that the rinks are full and that there is just not enough time and not enough rinks. So people become fascinated with the ice sports.
And I mean, I dare say that those that live here are much more accustomed to the warm temperatures, but I would say it'd be a nice venue in which to gain some respite from the heat.
Well, the interesting thing is, and we were touring around the city and whatnot, you don't see a lot of people on the street because it's so hot you can't really go out. So people are in the malls, or they're in the museums, or they're in, you know, hotels, or they're in facilities such as this. So there's not a lot of activity outside other than the cars, of course. So a facility like this, how perfect.
Yeah.
Because it's hot.
Oh
It's really
my
hot.
goodness, it is. And it's just so interesting again for the skaters to consider that different facilities, venues, cultures, countries that would be so unique to their experience, and that has to be one of the most wonderful offshoot benefits for representing your nation around the globe, to experience different culture.
And one of the things I love about this community, this culture here, is that, you know, it's very open for everyone. It's very much family oriented. They want to good schools and good facilities and good activities for the children as they grow up. And so it's a very friendly and a very safe environment here, very clean. The interesting thing is the history is in the soil and in the past of the people who created this part of the world. The future, or the current, the present day, and the future is in the buildings that have been built. They're extraordinary. Extraordinary. And even the Grand Mosque here is only a few years old. It's not new. I mean, it's not old. It doesn't have the history of, you know, the Roman times, and it doesn't have that history, but it does have the beauty, and it does have the religions, and it does have the culture, and it has the history of before what we see on the land now. And it's fascinating.
Yeah, certainly the structures that we see in and around the city. I so often in the UK we lament the fact that we do not have buildings that are as ornate and beautifully aesthetically pleasing as that from centuries ago, and yet here it seems like the likes of the Grand Palace, just they are works of art in addition to functional buildings.
And the environment is such an important part of this culture as well. The safety of the environment, being efficient, of course, and listen, everything's green here, pretty much green. Well, where do they get the fresh water? They convert the salt water into fresh water. And so it's such an interesting, I'm only seeing just a little bit of it, and maybe even get some things wrong, but the point is that it is an extraordinary part of the world in which is very, very different from where we've grown up and where we live, but fascinating. It's family. Family is family no matter where you are in the world. Mom, dad, grandmother, grandfather, sons and daughters and brothers and sisters.
Interestingly, the United Arab Emirates coach that was involved with the skaters in the women's event, Mark Belkin, was explaining how the multicultural representation is here and very evident in the ice rinks here. And they were saying that there are skaters from lots of different nations that will come to Dubai, which is not too far from here, where there are rinks there as well. And that was a really wholesome, wonderful thing to hear, is that it's very embracing of many different nations, and that's got to be a good thing.
And how interesting is Mark and his wife's background? Of course, they met as air traffic controllers in Moscow, and his passion, well, he was a skater, and she was not a skater, and they moved here for his passion, which is he's a coach, and he's helping in both Dubai here and Abu Dhabi. So it was interesting to meet them, but you can see the energy of these people trying to develop this environment and grow the sport, and they're doing a wonderful job. As we get started, the men's short program, in week number 7 on the Junior Grand Prix, the final stop in this series. As we take a look at our first skater representing Taipei, Keegan Murphy out of the Connaught Skating Club there with Louis Fukuda Wu, also a skater from there, now represents Taipei. First skater out.
And Louis, this is his first season representing Chinese Taipei Federation, and his goal is to try and compete at the Junior World Championship, so we'll need to attain the minimum Junior World Technical Element scores to do that.
And he will skate to Sign of the Times by Harry Styles.
17-year-old Louis Fukuda representing Chinese Taipei in his first ever Junior Grand Prix opening the men's short program. Quite the coup.
Yeah, it's interesting. Louis was a skater in British Columbia when I was the executive director there. So he's part of our program. And with a number of really good, many, maybe 15 or 20 young skaters, young boy skaters, they're competing against each other and with each other. It was quite the environment of really a positive, happy environment. And they would push each other. And it was great. It's great to see him here representing Taipei. It's a triple flip to open up with a triple toe loop and just has to flip out. And that, go in his fault? No, didn't go in his fault. And then double axel a little bit later in the program.
And amazing to see him here with Keegan, who he said that he skated in Richmond since he was 6 years old. So how wonderful to have the coach that was in some of your earliest developmental stages with you at your first Junior Grand Prix too.
Well, it's true, and when you have a coach when you have an environment that they do in Richmond, it's a family environment. It's competitive, for sure. It is competitive, but it's a big group of people, young skaters and coaches, all working together in a happy and safe environment that people stay there for a long period of time. And you can see the loyalty that the skater has, as most of his other skaters do as well. So got a great environment, and I think about 20 coaches. We were talking to him a little earlier today. 20 coaches, and I think around over 1,000 skaters in that one. And that's at the Olympic Oval for the 2010 games, and also the Minaru Sports Complex as well in Richmond. So.
And for Louis Fukuda Wu, he had a 50.9 scoring short program at the Asian Open when he first started to represent Chinese Taipei. And so that's the benchmark and the reference point for him internationally now. And it looks like this will be stronger than that.
Short program scores for Louis, 54.70. He is the first skater out, and nod of approval by coach and skater. So he looks pretty happy with that score. Nice job.
And we see Amy Evidenti again, the coach ringside this time for the Thailand skater Hiro Keitathip. He was 5th in Bangkok in his home nation at the Junior Grand Prix a few weeks ago. Now hoping for a similar result, or even better potentially, as he gets ready to skate to music by Max Richter from the Four Seasons. Kititha representing Thailand, such a shame, Ted, because the performance quality, the line, the aesthetic of his movement, so strong, but a triple loop intention turned into a popped jump, a single loop, and that no value whatsoever for Hiro. So the 58.76 score that he had last time is threatened hugely.
He made 10.5 points off that first combination, and that was a good start, follow up by the double axel, but that loop, although he's still going to have a relatively good score.
I mean, there's so much to admire from the components. Derek Delmore, the choreographer of this short program, and just moves beautifully. And his coach was saying, Amy was saying, he's naturally athletic and moves really well. She acknowledged his great body movement and how easy it was for them to make adjustments on him.
And there's the triple Lutz. Triple toe loop gets it all the way around. Absolutely clean. The double axel. Good ride off the end of the edge. Low knee bend extension. Beautiful. He's adding quality points. GOE scores for those technical elements. So we take a look at the camel into the sit with a fast increase of speed. And that comes in at level 4. All 4 features were achieved with a plus GOE of 0.30. Here it is. Open up the leg. And once that leg gets away from your takeoff leg, whoa, it's going to become a single. And some of the steps a little bit later in the program.
But at just 14 years of age, Hiro demonstrating such huge potential, and I think that's the thing that Amy, his coach, was explaining. They recognize the long-term potential of this athlete. And Amy said in her description of this young man how resilient he is. So hopefully Hiro will be resilient under the disappointment of the single loop, and Amy's smiling now, so I think, and he's smiling too, so
yeah, it's
able to park it.
It's one of those little things that you go, next time he skates in the competition, he's going to go, okay, this leg is coming in.
Yeah, that's not happening again.
Yeah. Those are the little lessons learned. He does not have, he has a season's best of 58.76. He's going to draw short of that at 55.96. But that is first so far, but we're very early on in the competition. Second skater out. Our next skater represents Great Britain, Tao McRae.
And Tao moved to Japan in July and is a full-time student at a global business program at Hosei University in Tokyo, now balancing and juggling his academics and his skating.
As he takes his starting position, he'll skate the short program to go to Paris.
Pour s'embrasser, nous n'avions pas de chambre, pas de sous, pas même un lit, même cassé, juste un coin d'herbe verte, loin de tout. Mais c'était là que dans la nuit, nous entendions crier les grands trains pour envers l'inconnu. Commençons-nous en emportant nos cœurs jusqu'aux îles. On a pleuré sur le quai d'une gare il fallait nous contenter d'un verre de 4 sous. Rien qu'à toi, rien qu'à moi, rien qu'à nous, tu sais, de Paris, gosse de la rue, ombre parmi les ombres du faubourg. Je t'aime encore, ami perdu de ma première enfance.
Great Britain's Tal McRae, just processing what's happened. This his final junior Grand Prix after many years as a junior, and hoping to end on a high. And I thought there was a lot to enjoy in that performance.
Yeah, you know, this is a different Tal. It is, because he looks more mature. It was a perfect piece of music for him because he was calm within that calm piece. And he had really good edges and nice deep knees. And we saw skating skills from him that maybe were, you know, buried in his other performances. I don't know, but this is, let's see what his season's best is, 54, and I think he's going to be his season best and come close to his personal best.
And just so interesting to see the creation of Tal as a skater. Mikhail Brezhnev, longtime coach, who's so supportive of him, and now also working with coaches at the MF Academy in Japan, and this combination of different influences to support Tal as he makes the move towards seniors. He competed at the Challenger Series in Kanoshita, as we see the triple loop.
That was lovely. Look at the soft knees, and he held that landing edge, so important to establish the quality of the GOE. There's the triple flip, and he goes into the double. That was probably a good decision. He didn't have enough momentum. There's the double axel, across the ice, soft knees here, just rides that edge, shows the quality.
Yeah, and he did the back rocker counter change edge entry into that double axel, which we don't see used as much, but it's such a nice pattern into it as we see the change of edge in the camel. And you can see Mikhail Brezhnev just in the back of the shot, just making sure that his student is doing the relevant features. It's always an interesting look, the coach.
Yeah, I know.
They live through the performance.
You go by him and say, you okay?
You good?
Okay. Nice job.
Yeah.
Very, very nice job. That's the best I've seen him in the short program of the last few years. Calm and controlled. And just a perfect piece of music and outfit, I would say. Everything. The whole package was good. Short program score, season's best, 57.37. That puts Tal currently into first place. Our next skater represents Australia, Julio Potapenko.
And Julio, another skater in their final season as a junior.
Well, he has a 47.22 personal best, but that was back in 2022. He'll skate the short program here. To the Feeling Begins by Peter Gabriel.
If you go away on this summer day, then you might as well take the sun away. All the birds that flew in a summer sky, when our love was new and our hearts were high, when the day was young and the night was long, stood still for the nightbird's song. If you go away, if you go away, if you go away, but if you stay, I But if you stay, I'll make you a night like no night has been or will be again. I sit on your smile, I write on your touch, I talk to your eyes that I love so much. But if you go, I won't cry. The good's gone from goodbye. Go away. If you go away. If you go away.
Australia's Julio Parapenko completes a really solid short program, and I was just casting my eyes over his past history, Ted, to check in why we haven't seen Julio on the Junior Grand Prix for perhaps the past couple of seasons. It looks, though, like he's coming into his own this season. He won the Swan Trophy in Perth, competed at the Asian Open recently as well, but this, better than that, I think he had a 56.06 at the Asian Open in this.
Wow. I thought it was quite a nice program. He was very calm. He's a good skating skills. Take a look at some of the jumps here in the program. There's the triple Lutz. Huge distance up in the triple toe loop, gets all the way around. That was lovely with a 10.5 points for that first element. There's the triple loop. Look at the distance traveled in the air. Massive into a back three turn and the double axel a little bit later. So he's jumped extremely well. Every element is in the positive GOEs, so he's gaining actually some good points in the GOEs.
And the way that, as we see Julio just working through the combination spin there with the change of edge in the A-frame position, upright variation, the way that he's leaving the ice suggests to me that this performance from he is very reflective of what's in practice. He looks totally composed, cool and collected.
Oh, he looks trained. You know, ready and fit. I don't mean just physically fit, but when you've trained that much, you trust yourself.
Yeah.
Right? You've done the run through so often that you just let yourself go on automatic pilot. And that was very nice to see this young man.
And he achieved the Junior World's minimum tech score this season at the Asian Open. So.
And what was his top score so far this year?
At the Asian Open, he had a 56.06.
Okay. Well, he might beat that here. We'll find out right now. Short program scores for Julio Parapenko from Australia, 59.89. That'll put him into first place. So even he's going, okay, that's good. I accept that. Good number. Well done.
Coach Larissa looking happy too?
Yeah.
Ah, there we go. A bit of a reaction. Happy days.
Our next skater represents Israel, Nikita Sheiko.
And Nikita explained that the competition in Bangkok at the Junior Grand Prix was the roughest and probably most complicated competitions he's ever had. However, we saw him not long ago in the corridor saying that he feels ready and he's about to go and do his job, and wish him all the very best in achieving a personal best.
Season best is 53.79. His personal best is 75.61. He will skate to Schindler's List by John Williams.
Once again, and then will come, and all my prayers come.
Nikita Sheko starts with the triple axel, the first triple axel that we've seen in this event, but unfortunately makes mistakes later on in the program. He explained to me that he competed here years ago, same rank, same hotel, and won that competition. On this occasion, the mistake on the combo will make the win here very unlikely. However, this is a step up from his first Junior Grand Prix where he struggled in Bangkok.
Yeah, he's such a beautiful skater, and you know, we've seen in the women's event a little earlier today some wonderful skaters just make one mistake, and you know, in the pack when everybody's doing pretty much the same elements, not necessarily the men's event here, but the same elements, just one little mistake drops you out.
Yeah. But this was a little bit more of a return to the component skater that we so enjoy. Here's the triple axel. Their increased confidence since we last saw him.
Gets that triple loop, just has to step out of that, a little bit too far back on the heel. Beautiful traveling 3 turns in a very fast camel spin, change of edge right there. Really nice, keeping the speed on both sides of that change camel spin. Here is the problem. There's the triple Lutz, that looked pretty good. But he got twisted up with that upper body and just did not get the hips and the shoulders rotating up into the triple toe loop together. Had to take the fall there as we take a look at some of the steps, and really beautiful edge work here. Nice skating skills, Mark.
Yeah, and great use of body movement and musicality too. So despite a couple of little mistakes, that was glorious.
Yeah.
On the jumping passes, this will be the salvation for Nikita in terms of the result. I think that's now his trademark. I've seen others do it, but he does it so beautifully.
Yeah, but he, you know, before he didn't do that double knee slide and then change of position right in here. He took it all the way around. But both were beautiful.
And we know, I'm sure, shouting out to his parents, Julia and Sergei Sheko, who are, I'm sure, bursting with pride and anxiety watching from afar as Olga and Remo support him here.
Well, always new lessons to be learned for sure. Season's best, 64.46. That'll put Nikita into first place. That demonstrates how good he is with all the other aspects of the sport, even with that big fall on the combination as he takes over the lead.
The following skaters will now take the ice for a 6 minutes warm-up.
Our next group stepping onto the ice for the 6-minute warm-up. Mark.
I sometimes get taken by, still involved and invested, and then I get taken by surprise when a new warm-up starts. I'm like, oh, that time already?
It's my job to pay attention to those such details.
Okay, I'm
you're
glad
drifting
somebody
off
is.
and you know, you're getting the stories and background and snoozing a little bit. We don't have any more questions, do we?
No, we're void of questions.
Oh,
so
that's so dangerous because it makes Mark ask questions that I'm going, don't ask that.
be warned, be afraid. But yeah, shout out to anybody that wishes to ask any questions of Ted and I as we head into our final few days of the Junior Grand Prix.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. And have you been watching the Junior Grand Prix throughout the whole series? What was your favorite competition of the 7? And who your favorite performance, your favorite skater in the Junior Series, and what your thoughts are as we move into the Senior Grand Prix.
And at this junction in the Junior Grand Prix, of course, so much of the discussion point will be regarding the final, and there are skaters now in this event who are in contention. Currently the standings for the Junior Grand Prix series thus far, Ryo Nakata undoubtedly has secured his place to the Junior Grand Prix final in his home country of Japan because he won both of his events. 15 points, both of those securing 30 points. Minkyu So, the same. So in that instance, where both skaters have the same number of points on the Junior Grand Prix series, a tie is broken by the scores, and thus Ryo Nakata leads the field. And then Haben Choi, he too likely through, as is Taiga Nishino. So thus we have
28, do they?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So they should be good. Yeah.
So we've got 2 Korean skaters and 2 Japanese skaters. Underneath that, Patrick Blackwell from the United States of America is currently in 5th, with Genrik Garting of Germany in 6th. However, now things are likely to, those last 2 spots are the likely challenging ones, because we've got Grayson Long and Dennis Kruglov from Canada and Belgium. They're currently in 12th and 13th place, and then Shun Yomura as well, and he's got 11 points, so that's where
it gets a bit sticky.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see what unfolds here There are some possibilities for sure, but there's only 2 spots to fight for, so no room for error.
And you know one thing that we can't do? People sometimes ask us for predictions. I feel like that's not something that we can give. No. I'm not commentating the Olympics, so we can give predictions on Olympics.
You know, the challenge is when the top group, we've got, I'm not talking in this category only, but in most categories, you've got, you know, anywhere from 3 to probably 6 or 7 skaters or teams that could win, right? Or place in the first, 1, 2, 3. But you don't know because they're all pretty much, you have the same technical elements and they have really good programs, different styles perhaps, but you don't know what will happen on that day from a technical perspective or how they will affect the audience and the judges. So it's so hard to predict. You can say, hey, listen, I would think that the top 3 medals come out of this group of people. That would be fair.
Yes.
That's a little easier.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's so risky. I mean, this sport doesn't have betting.
I know.
Like every other sport, but I'm going, that's really risky.
Yeah.
Really risky. Just one slip or you hit the wrong edge or you hit a hole,
And that's what makes this Olympic season all the more exciting because, if I think about that, you articulating those words, one small slip could make a difference to somebody's career. I saw earlier today, Tatiana Malinina, the former Four Continents or Grand Prix final champion.
Four Continents and Grand Prix.
And she, the mother of Ilya Malin, and she was just explaining, it's incredibly stressful as she, a parent and a coach of a skater vying to take Olympic glory. And I just think, oh my goodness, Ted, you just said one small slip. What if they stack it in a step sequence? Is that somebody's Olympic goal?
Let's put this in perspective. It's only skating.
True.
It's only skating. We love the sport. We live the sport as do the fans. And they're like, it's only a hockey game. It's only a football game or whatever the case may be. Put it in perspective of the world, particularly the world. It's not important.
Yeah.
It's important to the people. It's important to us because we love it. It's important to the skaters and the parents and everything that have invested so much, no question. But your life is long and your journey is different. And when these skaters finish their skating journey, they're going to move into perhaps academics or move into business or they might stay in skating. A whole new life takes shape. And so if you keep things in perspective, okay, Olympic Games, it's big and it's a goal and it's a dream.
But
it's not life.
Yeah.
It's just a little piece of life, a wonderful piece, but it's just a piece of life.
And it's an interesting one because for the coaches who are here rinkside, and indeed those that are responsible for the Olympic athletes, they try, I'm sure, to extract so much work from the athlete that they have to try to make them aware of the need to consume their life to some extent. You've got to work, you've got to work, you've got to work, you've got to work to be good. But then they've also got to have them an awareness of context and you're not defined by one thing.
It's true. It's a very fine balance because as a coach, you want to encourage, push, whatever word you would like to use, your athlete to find out where their limit is and how good they can be, because quite often as a skater or as any athlete, you don't know how good you can be. Somebody shows you the way, right, how to do that. And so at the same time, you want to keep things in perspective that this is just a piece of life. Now, if you make it too easy, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal, right? Then you will skate like, it's not a big deal.
Or you won't put the hours in.
You won't put the hours in. So, coaching, it's a great teachers. We've talked about this once, I think, before in the Junior Grand Prix. Great teachers in life. I don't mean skating teachers. Just teachers in school or whatever are very rare. Maybe 1 or 2 in your lifetime are that special because they know how to get you far and encourage you, keep you balanced, and keep you successful overall in life. Here we go. Group number 2, men's short program, second event on day 1 here in Abu Dhabi. Our first skater represents Korea, Donhan Yu.
And Donhan Yu, just 15 years of age. He competed on the Junior Grand Prix last year, but it's been 6 weeks since we last saw him on the Junior Grand Prix this season. What has he done in that space of time to improve here?
He will skate the short program here to I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith.
Korea's Donghan Yu finishes a skate that wasn't what he was hoping for, so hoping to better the performance in Riga, where he did land triple axel and indeed managed on that occasion to land the triple loop and the triple loops double toe. So in this skate, it has to make a direct comparison with that, and that would be frustrating.
Yeah, and he was in Riga and Ankara even last year. And, you know, he can do the technical elements if he gets them done. Not a lot of connection to the music or detailed choreography presented at a high level yet. I mean, that we've talked about some skaters take a long time to really feel, understand how to perform the choreography that's been given to them. There's triple axel, just too far forward. Continue to rotate with the shoulders, actually, not really slow them down. There's the triple Lutz double toe loop. And too far back on the heel on the landing of the triple loop. This camel spin, get that leg up there, talking. Okay, is it under review? No, it's safe.
And I think for Donghan Yu, you know, there were transitional elements. The challenge is having the flexibility to be able to give greater range through the transitions given. So, but I mean, that's my focus. I'm so mindful of range of movement because that's something that I focused on. But
yeah,
you know, there's so many aspects. I mean, you've got coaches as good as he has. They know, you know, a bigger developmental plan. You know, we mentioned already those that have qualified for the Junior Grand Prix final, and there are 2 Korean men already there, and many of them share the same coaches. So Donghan Yu is in an environment where he knows what is necessary. This is one thing, knowing it, one thing.
But sometimes, you know, like everybody, some people really learn quickly on certain things, and sometimes it takes longer in something else. So, you know, that type of maturity and creative development, if you will, connection with the music, for some people take a long time to feel comfortable to do it. Let's take a look at the short program scores. For Donghan Yu, 48.64, and that'll put him for the moment at least into 6th place. Our next skater was second in Baku. He represents Belgium, Dennis Krugelov.
Now, the last time that we saw Dennis Krugelov when he finished second in Baku, he was 15-year-old, but he turned 16 on Sunday of last week.
He will skate his short program here to music from Moulin Rouge, the musical, and Backstage Romance.
Well, Belgium's Dennis Kruglov proving that it was absolutely no fluke what he delivered in Baku. And what makes this all the more impressive to me, Ted, we've spoken often about resources and how different athletes have different amounts of resource available to them. His coach, Leslie Stewart, was explaining that their home rink closes for 3 months in the summer. And only 2 rinks are open in Belgium, and at one point only 1. So sessions get really busy, and yet despite their disadvantage in resources, he has gone out and skated with such confidence and quality.
I was going to say his confidence in Baku and here has maintained. It's not gotten up or down. He feels he's in control, and he demonstrates he is totally. And then he performs at a higher level, particularly when the last jump is done. But nothing. There was no shaking. Triple axel solidly right on top, and he holds that landing to establish, look how good this is. And he's a very positive GOE on that. There's the triple lutz. Looks like he's getting really close to the boards, but he had enough room. He knew it, and he nails it.
Yeah, we were more nervous than him on that.
Yeah. Triple loop, again, right on top of the blade, running edge on the landing is exactly what you want. And the GOEs are all in the positives, of course.
And it's so enjoyable to watch a performance where the athlete showcases utter confidence and assurity. I feel like this was such an assured performance. It was like, oh, Dennis is going to skate clean.
And it would be interesting to ask him, please define your mindset on these two competitions he's been there. We take a look at him in the kiss and cry, still enjoying the moment. Wow, that was awesome. His season's best is 70. What's he got there?
He's got a different camo. Oh no, there we go.
Okay.
He's got 2.
Well, he was that good. So he has his season's best at 73.75. That's his personal best as well. He's going to beat that score right now. What a great way. At least he's got the short. He's got the free to go, obviously. He needs a first or a second to secure a spot. Season's best, 75.30. Nod of approval from coach and from skater. Now he has to sit back, wait to see how the rest of the field unfolds. Our next skater represents the Republic of South Africa, Cody Cock.
And Cody's had a long way to get here. He had to travel from his training base in Ann Arbor to Cape Town for the visa. That was 27 hours of travel. And then a further 11 hours to here in Abu Dhabi.
And he will skate to 4 different tunes from Gabriel Sabin.
Representing the Republic of South Africa, Cody completes his short program, and he's just such a fascinating skater insofar as I don't know if there are many with the kind of level of adrenaline and energy that Cody possesses across the ice.
You know, and interesting, I feel when I watch it, because I really like watching him. He's so exciting, but he has hyper energy at the beginning. Then he runs out of little gas, so he's got the gas pedal to the floor at the beginning, and then he runs out a little energy near the end of the program. His technique is excellent. His, you know, as we take a look at the jump, beautiful triple toe loop, a little too far forward in the landing, so he didn't get enough speed up into the second triple toe, but he's got all the technique. Is not the issue. It's managing the.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Managing his energy to make sure he has enough to execute good technique, and it's just a little bit too much energy in some places and not enough in others. But anyways, my point is he's really good. He's just got to manage that passion of performance.
Yeah, and you know, that Ina Bauer is sensational, absolutely
Fantastic.
Amazing. It's just how to kind of harness the brilliance of Cody into, you know, it's like very much the rough diamond. Well taught by Douglas Hall, who's with him here, and indeed, Douglas also had a tough time getting here. His first flight was cancelled, so he arrived a day late. So between Cody and Doug, they haven't had it easy just getting to skate here, but
they made it.
They made it.
They're here. No, I really, really like this young man skating, and you're just going, geez, it's just like to pull back here and then accelerate that, you know, like learning how to control that energy. Exactly. Because, you know, when that music goes on, he's a racehorse. He's just off to the races, which is great. It's exciting, but you got to control it.
Yeah, I don't want to curtail that energy, but just
you want to control
manage it.
That's all. Because his jump technique is great. Everything's good. Not a problem. Just control. Season's best, 52.13, and he's thrilled, and he should be thinking, what if?
Yeah.
What if?
Because he's easily 10 points more.
Yeah. And that puts him
easily.
currently in 7th place. And that goes to show you, Cody, you've got it. You just have to control it a little bit more, and that score will be even higher. Good for you. Next skater from Bulgaria, Dejan Mihalov.
And Dejan, a skater that has had a coaching change in the summer. And a large part of that is with his intention to try to achieve triple axel and quads.
Well, he will skate the short program to Catching Fire from the Hunger Games.
No matter what I do, no matter how I move, no time in the unconscious, no rhythms wise or force, the symptoms imperative, demons knocking on my core. You're a child of the voodoo. You put a spell on me, you weigh me down, as if there's nothing I can do. No evidence of anger, no evidence of
you can see Dejan Mihailov from Bulgaria just nursing his hip. That fall on the loop takeoff is one that I think we've all been there, and it's just horrendous.
There's two falls in skating off a waxel and a loop takeoff. Both of them, the edge takes off away from your body core, and you're in mid-air not knowing how you're going to land, and he landed right on the hip, which is really jarring. He got back up, and
it's just, I've been there, it's horrendous, but for Dejan, your heart aches for him, because for that kind of horrible fall to happen at a junior Grand Prix is the worst time for it to take place.
And there's the double axel at the top of the program, and carries the speed nicely on the landing of that. Not a huge jump, but nicely executed. There, right there. You can see him hit his heel, and then he goes right down onto the hip, slides into the boards. He's already off pattern now and behind the music. The triple Lutz, okay.
The fact that he rotated at all after that fall is impressive.
Exactly, and he just shook it, and he didn't know when to check out of that, and both those big elements, and he had to perform the rest of the program with the disappointment, carrying the disappointment of those first two elements.
And as I said before, he started this, Dejan, I'm sure, is doing all he can to keep furthering his career, as all the skaters are, and he's been making these changes to try to support his chances of making the top 24 at Junior Worlds. He's competed at Junior Worlds twice, 38th and 33rd over the past 2 seasons, wanting to make the jump up, but good that Andre Lutai is laughing with him, making light of the situation, because there's nothing that can be done.
Yeah, that happens to every skater at some point in their career, and you kind of need it, because then it makes you a little bit more alert the next time. Make sure your weight is completely on that takeoff edge on the loop, particularly. Let's take a look at the scores. 38.22 for Dejan Mihailov from Bulgaria, and that'll put him currently into 9th place.
I think Andre just acknowledging that we can't expect any more with what happened.
No. Our next skater represents China, Tong Tian.
And Tong Tian, really with an outside shot, if he was to tap into some brilliance and win this event, he could be a Junior Grand Prix finalist, 4th in the race.
He has a 68.34 season's best in the short program.
Tonge Tian, he comes from the Jilin province, a province which has a long tradition for developing winter sports and cultivates many great athletes. That's what the Chinese team leader had explained to us, and part of the tradition of great skating. And Tong Qian, one of many Chinese men that has been impressive on the Junior Grand Prix Series this season. Whether he will be able to match the season's best of 68.34 depends on what the panel think of the triple-triple in the rotation.
Yeah, and only one review out of the 7 elements, and that is not often seen, but we haven't had too many reviews so far this event. We'll be looking at the triple Lutz, triple toe loop. And here's the double axel. That was nice and soft. You may want to just turn the toe out on the landing, just stretch that out a little bit more. That's a small little detail, but big in the big picture in the long term. The triple Lutz is a little bit forward, doesn't have a lot of speed. Watch the landing right here, and that is on the quarter. So that is going to be a minus GOE.
What I was aware of for Tong Tian in this performance is some of the great choreo, and his coach Ben Shuju is listed as coach and choreographer, and a lot of the Chinese athletes use other choreographers. Great to see the coach showcasing their versatility in coaching and choreographing.
Yeah, he had some really nice gestures and upper body movements and hand movements.
And it was interesting listening to the technical panels we did on that occasion, because they affirmed his body movement, his rotation, both combinations of turns, but they must not have deemed him to have had the complexity of difficult turns, otherwise he would have been in line for a level 4. It's a level 3 that's been assigned.
And by the way, this is a very good technical panel, extremely clear in their communication and very detailed. Only one review. Let's take a look at the short program scores for Tong Tian. As we silently wait. One more judge to come in. There it is, 66.69, a little nod of approval by Tong. And that'll put him currently into second place as we start to close out group number 2 with 2 more to come. There's a look at your top 5 skaters so far in this event. Our final skater in group number 2 representing Korea, Hyun-seo Park.
And Hyun-seo, like many of the men that we've seen already in this event, this will be his final Junior Grand Prix. He competed in 2023 in Yerevan and then twice last year. However, he comes into this event with a desire for some redemption, because Varese was not a strong event for this young man.
No, 46.07 was that score there. And he will skate the beautiful song, La Bohème.
Hyunso Park from Korea completes his final short program performance on the Junior Grand Prix series from the International Skating Union. And this, better than in Varese. He had a fall on the opening jump combo in Varese and had some issues with the camel spin. This, not perfect.
But yeah, you know, Mark, he's lost some points. Step sequence only at level 1, the change camel spin level 2, and change combo spin level 3. So although the jump elements, he fell on the triple loop too. So still leaving, you know, a fair amount of points from what he's capable of on the ice.
And you can see he stuttered with his toe pick there. And there were a couple of times when Hyunso just caught his edges and short on each glide. This was good though. Triple loops, triple toe.
Good start. Quarter on the triple toe loop, and that did not go well. That's another rotation and a flaw on the triple loop and a fall. But also the rotation position, you can see the legs open and a bit bent. This slows the rotation down, makes it very inefficient and difficult to check out. A nice camel spin here, pretty good speed. Maybe I'll turn the toe up a little bit.
Just needs to be careful that he fully establishes the sit spin position, a lower position on the back foot than on the forward foot for Hyunso. But a good difficult exit, that was a good example there.
Camel spin right at the end of the program, change combo spin. This was only level 2, so it's like...
I thought I heard the panel on that occasion say that they didn't get the edge, there wasn't sufficient clarity.
That's true. Yeah.
And when the flexibility is tight like that, it makes it always a little bit risky to get the camel. And maybe casting my mind back to Varese, I'm not sure if his camel spin positions were sufficiently high enough for them to be called, and that's why he had no value.
Yeah, even there they look risky.
Questionable.
So that leg is like, is it below the hip level? That's a problem. Got to be hip level or higher. Great camel spins are higher. Let's take a look at the short program score. Season's best, 51.42. That will put him currently into 9th place with 2 groups to come. 12 skaters. Get your phone going there, Mark.
Yes.
You're going, oh my gosh, we have a break. Oh, my phone, where is it? Okay, we're going to take a short break during the ice resurfacing as we take a look at the standings so far after 2 groups in the men's short program, the final event here on day 1. Mark, what's on the menu?
Well, we've just watched Korean skater Hyunso Park, and now you get to listen into the Korean skater Habin Choi, who won last week in Gdansk, and then a little insight into the International Skating Union's new official sportswear provider, Eleventh.
There you go. We'll take a short break during the ice resurfacing. We'll be back here at Abu Dhabi with the final 2 groups on day 1. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Habin Choi, 축하합니다. Congratulations. Now, history has been made because this is the first Junior Grand Prix where a man and woman from Korea have won gold. How are you feeling?
친구와 같이 동반 금메달 따게 되어서 너무너무 행복한 것 같아요.
And you train with the winner from the women's event, Yujie Kim. How much of a friend is she to you in training?
서로 의지하면서 탈 때 이제 점프 얘기하면서 이제 서로 도움을 주면서
Now you've qualified for the final in Japan in Nagoya. Have you got any goals for the final and the rest of the season?
파이널은 이제 더욱 더 좋은 모습으로 다시 와서 더 좋은 모습을 보여드리고 싶습니다.
Huge congratulations. Thank you for today and good luck for the rest of the season. 감사합니다.
Thank you.
Here in Gdansk, Poland, Ted and I are delighted to be wearing clothing by Pelliot, the ISU's official sportswear provider through 2030.
They announced that in Beijing at the Skate to Milano competition. We got this new gear, love it. It is light, it is warm. I've got beautiful gloves on, the jacket is fantastic. You've got the rain gear on as well, Mark.
Yes, and it totally aligns with the ISU's Vision 2030 as well, so we couldn't be happier to be wearing this amazing gear.
Welcome to nature, Thalian and the ISU.
The following skaters may now hit the ice for a 6 minutes warm-up. From United States of America, Lucius Kazalinski. From France,
Welcome back, everyone, to Abu Dhabi in the men's short program here on day one as we take a look at the start order for group number 3. I'm Ted Bardlang with Mark Hanratty. This is our final Junior Grand Prix event, except for the final. We will move on to Nagoya, right, Mark?
Yes, cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
You're going to have to wait.
Yeah.
We'll have a little surprise just prior to the Nagoya final as well, which was kind of fun. That's for sure. Okay, Mark, we do have someone. I talked about sending in a message if people could about what was their favorite, Junior Grand Prix event, what was their favorite skater, their favorite program. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's so interesting to hear from those of you that are listening in and tuning in. And we heard from Alina Lee, whose Instagram handle is LG Mystic Owl, which is very cool.
Wow.
And they say, hi Mark, answering Ted's call for messages. They've explained that their favorite program from the Junior Grand Prix has been Mayuka Oka's Peacock short program. And we both
cool.
agree that was very cool. I also thought the costuming for that was very cool.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
And then they continue, as a Canadian, I've also been loving the success of Canadian pairs and ice dance teams, and particularly enjoyed Vilan and Brandis' free dance. And Canadians have been doing really well, and pairs, the Junior Grand Prix final comprises of 50% Canadians.
Yeah, there's 3 Chinese teams and 3 Canadian teams, so that's going to be interesting, of course. And there's a couple in the hunt there for ice dance, obviously, and yeah, it's been good. Those are disciplines that are doing well in our country. With a lot of single skaters, both in women and men as well, but it's a little bit of a struggle. There's so many good skaters around the world, and there really is. But we've got some special young talent coming up. I wouldn't say nobody's seen them, but they're not on the international. Oh no, they're pretty special. So
I've seen that.
We'll see. There's no promises. We never know. Okay, Mark, what were we going to talk about?
We were going to talk a little bit about, effectively talk about the presentation component score. We're talking about perhaps, as we watch the men's event, the challenges that some of the skaters feel in terms of presenting themselves at various different stages of their development, not as skaters, but as humans.
Yeah, it's true, because one of the things is you love, why do skaters, and particularly in men, why do they love skating? They love the jumping. I mean, almost all of them would say, no, I love to jump. Okay, yeah, I'll spin, I'll learn about that, but I love to jump. So, but nobody told them that, oh, by the way, you're going to have to pour your soul out.
Yeah.
You're going to have to wear your heart on the shoulder. You're going to have to tell stories. You're going, that's going to be a challenge for me. So I think that when it's not necessarily innate in that person, that's not with everyone. Some people just feel that music and that's all they want to do is skate to music. That it's a challenge to learn both things at the same time. And so I was a very introverted, and I still am. I mean, yeah, I talk on this, and people thought, well, what are you talking about? The interview? You're just an extrovert, right? But I'm always still a little shy, a little uncomfortable in certain things. So if you have that, then how does that get brought out in you? And that's usually through a good choreographer or even a good coach.
Yeah.
And also patience, allowing a person to grow up, because some people grow up a little later, some grow up a little earlier, right? And feeling comfortable with yourself. And how about you?
Well, it's interesting because I'm looking at how it relates in terms of the sport aspect. So for me, I remember I really enjoyed being expressive when I first started to skate. So I watched Torval and Dean, ice dancers who were known for their storytelling. So when I first started the sport, I loved to be expressive. And then I remember changing coaches, going to a more competitive ice rink. Or maybe it was just that I became a teenager and then I became more introverted and I found it harder. And one of the things that when it comes to the sport aspect of this, the judges will reward the skaters for the presentation component. And part of the criteria that the judges have is to see confident presentation of one's body and energy to communicate a feeling. Now, when you are a teenager, you're not always very confident in your body.
Define confident. I mean, you can define, we can define confident from a word perspective, but how does a person understand what that is on an internal perspective?
And then, well, that's interesting because then the further criteria that the judges have is to see a complete personal involvement in the program, and the skater expresses and projects moods, feelings, and images. But as you've said, there's so many amazing characters in our sport, draws in so many different types of human. but the criteria is the same for all of the humans. You know, the judges have this criteria, and so then for the coaches and the choreographers, they have to extract some sort of complete personal involvement in the program. I think a good choreographer would have music and storytelling that is personal to the skater. It's just easier to showcase.
And you know, we've used, or at least I've used the word believable. If a skater makes their story and their connection with the music believable, that it's really truly coming from them and wasn't just given to them, that is what I believe that criteria is stating. And so, you know, you can have great choreographer, but it was a great choreographer, great choreography that was delivered by someone who did not do it greatly.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, good point.
Yeah, so I mean, I think there's that connection when you just know it's magic because it's completely believable.
And it's interesting because then, you know, for the choreographer, for them to see the skater get good scores. So if somebody's employed to do good choreography, they can have an understanding of this criteria, the words that I have said, but then they have to delve into the human mind, psyche, and soul of the skater to make that make sense to them.
You don't want to judge looking down on the sheet going, yes, yep, got that. You want them to feel it. You want them to know it right off the bat. They don't even have to look at it. It's there.
And then for a teenage young man, to make them feel comfortable in delivering that when you're very exposed.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
it's
here
not
we go.
easy.
I'm not sure what we really said there, but I know what we said. I hope people understood what we were trying to get at.
Yeah, let's hope.
Okay, here we go. Beginning of group number 3 as we take a look at Ilya Melanin's mom, Tatiana. Good coach and wonderful person, full of energy as she is coaching our next skater from the United States, Lucius Kazanecki.
And as Lucius takes to the ice, I was asking, well, can you just confirm the pronunciation of your name? And he said, oh, you asked me this before when he last competed, but he has changed so much visually now from when we first saw him in the Junior Grand Prix in 2022.
Oh, here we go. He has a 70.71 personal best in the short program. He'll skate to Interstellar by Hans Zimmer.
I love the clarity of the toe pick hitting the ice on the last note for Lucius Kazanecki from the United States of America, and having the 3rd place and the 11 points achieved in Ankara earlier in the season. He is another contender for the final, and he has laid down a skate as best as he can to put himself in contention for such a
Yeah, watched him practice yesterday, and he had some really nice quad toes, and there was a little bit of a challenge with the triple axel. We watched him a little earlier today, but he was right on top of that takeoff edge. It's a clean edge, so if that edge slips away at all on you, it's trouble, but he is managing that takeoff edge very, very nicely. The tidy, clean takeoff with lots of flow on or before and after the jump. As we take a look at some of the elements here, here's the triple loop. Open up with, he's quite a tall young man, but he controls the legs and arms extremely well. Here's the triple axel, really well centered in the air. Gets the free leg back right away. That was one of his, that was one of his best of the day. There's the triple lutz, free leg back, triple toe loop. Nice.
I'm so fascinated by the technique of the exit from Lucius, which we see from some of the other students from that academy of great coaches, Tatiana and Roman, and I'm also intrigued to see the development of different technique, and of course Lucius being with Tatiana as he is now and knowing what they are doing and almost revolutionizing our perspective of what is possible within jump technique. It's like I want to go and have a lesson and discuss that exit.
I'm more fascinated by the seal. Why
okay.
A seal on the couch?
Oh, that he read the memo from his coach very well there. She gave him side eyes like, we're making the heart, we're making it now, make it happen.
That was good. We've talked about that before. Tatiana was a really wonderful, powerful, beautiful skater in her time. Had the best triple lutz.
I was going to say, I can remember her skating to the Aladdin and the triple lutz that she had. We probably spoke about this the last time.
Good for you.
Hey,
you're showing your age.
Strong.
I like it. As they anxiously wait for their score, they have a 70.71 season and personals best, so they will just beat that right now. Season's best, 73.01. That puts him currently in 2nd place. He wants to be within striking distance, as he's just about 2.5 points, or not even 2.5 points, back of Dennis Krugerloff from Belgium. Our next skater represents France, Gianni Mutilla.
Gianni in his final junior Grand Prix season as well. In fact, actually, he could compete one more year. I saw him having some boot and blade issues earlier in the week. Hopefully that is all resolved now as we see him mark through the takeoff of what will be his opening element, triple axel.
And he has a season's best of 53.57, and would really like to beat that right now. Mark, we saw this young man yesterday in practice session. We were wondering, because you were talking about the actual takeoff and shoving. I said, man, it looks like he's got like stiff boots or the blade's wrong or whatever. We had no idea. We didn't know. We were just guessing because it didn't look normal. Tell the story.
Well, I just had from Gianni Mottia from France. He sent a message during the course of the event, so I was just checking my phone, and he explained what he's been going through. He said that on Monday before leaving, his skates broke down completely and they were really dead, so he had to change them just before leaving. And he's having to compete with new skates, and in addition to that, his skates have a defect at the base, which means they've had to put a hotel card between the boot and the blade to try to compensate for that. So when you see him falling here in this triple loop and the mistake on the triple axel, it's because he's dealing, as we see this Lutz, and you can see his body weight is completely all over the place because of those factors.
The blades are just going in a different direction. He's not controlling the blades are controlling him in this case. So it's like having a steering wheel that's just, taking you somewhere you don't want to go.
And I actually saw, before I saw you, Ted, I was coming up the stairs and I saw Malika, Tahir, and Gianni chatting quickly and kind of anxiously to somebody, and I was going to say hi, but I thought, they're too deep in thought here. Yeah. I'm not going to interrupt. And now this is all making sense. That was when I arrived yesterday. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that Gianni and Malika have just pushed through this incredibly difficult experience and situation over the past few days, and that he's gone out and competed, is really admirable.
No, very admirable. And I think that we see there's more situations than we're even aware of like that. And that's a strong one. We saw that in practice yesterday, but we didn't know. Now we do. And we understand. You can see what happened. 47.16. That'll put Gianni currently in the 12th place.
But 100 points for bravery going out there.
Absolutely. He went for everything. Went for the triple axel, went for all those things. It didn't work out. Couldn't control it. But I'm sure once they get broken in and get corrected, he'll be fine. Our next skater represents Armenia, Mikhail Salazaran.
And Mikhail competed in Gdansk last week. We saw the progression in his program component scores this season in that event, but needs the TES, the technical score, as well now.
He'll skate the short program to It Takes a Lot to Know a Man by Damian Rice.
It takes a lot to know a man. It takes a lot to understand. The warrior sage, the little boy brave. It takes a lot to know a lot to come.
Armenia's Mikhail Salazarian showcasing progression from last week in some elements, but not in others. Last week he had a triple-double in the combination. This week manages the triple Lutz, triple toe. However, last week he did rotate the triple axel, which unfortunately today was a single.
Yeah, that's shove that takeoff a little bit. You know, quite often you have this strength and power, and you want to use that on the triple axel. And if that blade turns too much, it turns you a little bit too much on the takeoff, and you're already open, and it just pops. We'll take a look at it and see what exactly the issue was. But to me, he muscled it.
You can see he's so desperate to showcase what he is capable of. He's used the triple axel successfully before, not just last week.
Let's take a look right in here. This looks fine here. He's riding on the back outside edge. He's on the right hip, not a problem. Steps on that left foot. Watch the blade turn right there. And he was on the toe pick is actually and leaning to the inside of the circle. So this, he just could not convert over into the takeoff, into the rotation position, pardon me. Triple Lutz, so got that done. That was nice. Up into the triple toe loop and gets it back in time, the free leg. Just makes sure that worked, and it gets the triple loop a little bit later as well.
The rotational position in the air from Mikhail just really reminds me of the vest that Mishin invented for the air position. Has got a very stylized rotational position with his arms. As we see him working through some of the elements that Mikhail struggles with a little bit. This is the change foot combo spin, level 1 assigned with a V, so not all of the spin positions established between the camel, the sit, and the upright. So just 1.24 points there. So points lost where others easily amass more, despite the qualities that he has with the triple Lutz, triple toe. But he's popular.
Oh, he's getting the stuffies, eh?
Yes.
Where's the big green one?
I think is it like a Pokemon? I don't know.
I think
it's
it's
big.
like your voice starts to fade away. You have no idea.
No.
Take a look at this scores. Short program scores 48.21 for Mikhail. That'll put him currently into 12th place. Our next skater represents Hong Kong, Jiarui Li.
And I read a wonderful story about Jiarui Li from Hong Kong. He told Golden Skate that he got into skating because he was a naughty boy, and his dad took him to a shopping centre with a rink to play and to get rid of his extra energy. And now that energy has been converted into some very classy skating.
And he'll skate to Don Quixote. Well, that was a solid program.
Thoroughly enjoyed it, and I remember enjoying the potential of this program in Varese, Italy, when Jario Lee from Hong Kong skated there, but he didn't manage the double axel and he had a fall on the combo. So this, a complete turnaround, and I think this could be a personal best skate for this skater. Interestingly, Jario Lee, he said that he remembers watching Yuzuru Hanyu, the great Yuzuru Hanyu, when he was 7 years old, and the way in which this young man skates, you can tell he's either very, very well taught by his coaches, or also somebody who studied the craft, and hearing that he was inspired by somebody like Yuzuru Hanyu makes sense when we see this. See, the skater he is.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know, you had mentioned that he was a naughty boy and he had to skate, but boy, it sure worked out.
Well, wait, yeah, he doesn't skate like a mischievous. He
No,
looks like
not at all. Totally
really
organized.
diligent.
Triple lutz, triple toe loop. That was beautiful right off the top, gathering 11.11 points. Double axel sets that back up edge, that back edge nicely up. And here's a great flexibility and strength. Look at that back layback. Oh, that's not
And
easy.
the back layback with a hold of the blade as well.
Yeah.
So
And here's the triple loop coming off a straight down the ice edge. That is unusual, but he did it beautifully.
I mean, I'd find that incredibly difficult, the straightness of the entry edge, but
And here's a deep inside edge into the twizzle. Back.
And
return.
actually, the combination of turns as a feature in the step sequence was probably the most innovative. The starting with the twizzle as opposed to ending, and then doing the twizzle with a catch foot. Really good composition. Chen Wang is coach and choreographer. Well done.
Yeah, this is a very solid skate for him. Now, his personal best is 64.35. His season's best 52. He'll destroy that score. And I think he's going to top his personal best score here. Well deserved. We'll take a look. Wait for the reaction there, Mark.
Oh, he's got his eyes closed. He's invested.
68.28. Look at that. He says, wow, that's the season's best, and that puts him calmly, the coach, put your hand over. Good boy. That was great.
Really good.
He so deserved that score and really delivered a nice, tidy, clean program. His best yet. Good job. Our next competitor represents Malaysia, Ian E. Yang Lam.
And this, not just the first Junior Grand Prix for Ian E. Yang Lam, but his first junior competition.
Skating to the Four Seasons.
the youngest in the event, Ian E. Yang Lam. And what was so interesting, Ted, is hearing from his coach, Julian Yi. He, a Winter Olympic competitor who retired just in 2019, and he was explaining that the main goal for this event for Ian E. Yang Lam is to get as much experience and do what he can as best as he can. And one of the delightful things during that performance was seeing his Olympic standard coach looking so invested in his young student as he greets him off the ice.
Yeah, and Julian was the first, I believe, Malaysian athlete to qualify for the Olympic Games, Winter Olympic Games, that is. And there was a documentary done on it. Fascinating documentary. It's really interesting. I interviewed Julian a long time ago in his first Junior Grand Prix as we see the double axel.
Nice.
By Ian, well done. And he's right, just get out here and get some experience. That was a tough one. On a big league, just 13 years old, so he's just starting. As we see that triple toe loop again, I must have pushed the button twice.
And as we look at the double loop, confirmation that Ian and Julian are mindful not to overstretch and to add the triple, but he looks very capable of triple. I'm sure that's not going to be too far before that's included in his content. But how wonderful to be supported by a coach who's so recently been through it, but not overstretching the athlete.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to gain the strength. He's just 13, so he's going to grow and he's going to get his strength and that all settled down. It's really mastering the technique, and as the strength comes with the technique, it's all going to come together. But that's, maybe a couple years away. But Julian is a very well organized coach. He works in Richmond as well.
And actually, he was involved in coaching the first Asian figure skating youth camp, which was in Harbin in August 2025. And so, Julian,
he's such a
busy
nice
guy.
Oh, he's such a nice young man. We're happy to have him in Canada. 36.67 for Yin. That will put him into 16th place. Experience has been gained, with more to come. There you go. There's encouragement. More to come in the free program. And Julian knows what that age and what the stage is like. He was there. He understands it. Our next competitor represents Germany, Soner Osterreich.
And Soner, a skater who's also incredibly good at martial arts as well.
Well, he is dressed for you-know-who. Mr. Elvis Presley. And he'll skate to Suspicious Minds, Trouble, and I Got a Feeling in My Body. double fist pump from Elvis on the ice. That was great. He was into that.
Yeah, I love to see that reaction. Sonar Öztürk representing Germany. And this, I think, his first event of the season, not just his first Junior Grand Prix of the season, as somebody very proudly, I do think that's his mom, I wonder.
And it's got to be, because she's like, oh my gosh.
My boy did good.
He did really, really well. That was super. And we haven't seen him this year.
All we have as reference is that check skate, 50.
Yeah, exactly. And as we see this triple sock, I guess free leg back right away. Good speed into the triple toe loop.
That was
down
cool.
the ice for the triple loop. We'll just slow this down here. Nice and straight in the air. Fast, good, strong. But nice back on the landing, mate. Really solid. Good posture. Double axle. I was a little skiddy on the takeoff, but I'm being picky.
And he brought the energy necessary for the Elvis choice.
Yeah.
So,
you know, he wanted to do Elvis, and he probably watched the film, and you can see him right there. Yeah, that's cool. That's great. Love that.
and of course, German men's figure skating has been so successfully represented by Genrik Gartung this season. Sonar Öztürk, although he doesn't have the technical content, brings his own style.
But you know what? He looks very solid from a technical, from a technique perspective. It doesn't. I mean, it's not that he won't make a mistake here and there, but it doesn't look like the technique is shaky or inconsistent.
That Salco looks like it will quad in the not too distant future.
Yeah, totally. Just 16. So let's take a look at the short program scores for Sonar Öztürk from Germany. 58.93. And that'll put him into 7th place. He looks pretty happy with that, hoping for more. Who doesn't, right? There's the heart.
Good job. Team leader just making sure. Now, you still got to stay till the camera's off you, mate. Just wait.
Yeah, okay.
And
just
you
look like nothing's happening.
clear.
Here we go. Warm up for the final group of 6 men. Group number 4 on the first day of competition here in Abu Dhabi. I think it's been a great day so far, Mark.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I think, as you said, Ted, not long ago, this final group in this random draw has a very strangely unique combination of some of the main contenders.
Yeah, totally.
So, of the 3 components, composition, presentation, and skating skills,
Here we go.
what one are you kind of most drawn to? What was the, if you were given a lesson by coach or choreographer, right, we're going to lean into one of the 3. You pick the 3, what's the lesson going to be in? Which would you gravitate towards?
Oh, wait a minute. Clarify. Am I giving the lesson or am I getting the lesson?
You're getting the lesson. So the coach choreographer says, right, we're going to work on your...
No coach or choreographer would work with me. Believe me. Especially on the PCs. Not happening.
So
okay.
a lost cause. Don't go there.
No. Go ahead.
So would you pick, you know, I'm going to work on your composition today. We're going to do work to improve that, or your presentation, or your skating skills. What would you go for?
Well, for me personally, I would go for presentation because I know it's my weakness. It was my weakness, right? It was not my. I had this. I mean, I edit music. I edit film. I do that. I am a creative soul, but with my body, as you saw, I mean, when people see the internet stuff that we're doing, I know they're going, "Oh my God, that poor old guy! Like, what are you doing out there?" Right? So I've lost my inhibition. I probably should have more inhibition at this age, for sure. But you know, I didn't know how to be creative with choreography because I didn't believe that I looked okay to do it. So, which I think a lot of young skaters go through. But that's what I would probably ask for because I would want to learn about it.
Ah, interesting. And I think as we watch the men on the ice, you know, you can make sweeping generalizations between the men's event and the women's event, but you know, often there are men who will be drawn to the left brain, logical, technical, factual aspects of the sport.
Here's scientist.
Yeah.
Scientific Mark. Go ahead, carry on.
As opposed to those that are drawn to the right brain, creative, artistic minds. And yet I could almost categorize, and that would be a further generalization which isn't fair to the athletes, but you could categorize some athletes that you would assume are more drawn to things like Anthony Patterney from Canada, right brain creative, I would suggest. Jason Brown, a little bit more right brain creative, whereas Mikhail Shaidarov, left brain logical, good technique.
Okay.
So
are you sure you've got the right sides of the brain here, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Positive.
good boy. So what were you? Because that was the question.
Well, I think that's the thing is I think that in modern, well, when I was growing up, because I'm no spring chicken, then we were trained to be in schooling. We're trained to follow organized structure, and so I think I was a good student. Didn't want to be wrong, so I was trained to be left brain logical. I think I am right being creative naturally, but I have been conditioned into a box somewhere left brain.
So we trained the wrong side of the brain.
Trained the wrong side of the brain, and ideally, a good coach or choreographer will tap into both because when they multi-purpose.
But it's worked out well for you because you are both creative and you're somewhat organized. You're a little messy with the paper, but you know.
True story.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tidy up some of my surroundings as we talk.
Okay.
And that is something that is really important, that the skaters are truly tapping into both sides of their brain. The left and the right hemispheres have to be firing to access the best.
But, you know, you have to have an open door, I mean, to either side, right? So if naturally you gravitate to a particular side, the other door, it's a bit ajar. You have to push that door open and open it up. And that was with me. I had lots of feeling inside of what I wanted to do, but somebody had to kick that door down or it wasn't going to happen.
And then for you, I would hazard to guess that then when you did shows as a show skater, the door was forced open because you're employed to be a performer.
I started to understand it then more, and that's exactly right. You were hired to do that, so you better either fake it or get it to a certain point that was acceptable, right?
And I suppose then that taps back into the questions and what we were discussing in the previous warm-up group with the last 6 skaters, how the choreographer extracts the best from the athlete. And one of the challenges for the choreographers, I think, is the limited time they have to find out what's necessary.
The reason I think you would be, and you have been, a good choreographer, because you ask a bazillion questions of everyone. So in order to understand a person, you need to know them. And in order to know them, you need to ask questions and see where their answers go and where their feelings go and all that stuff. So I think you might take a month to learn out who the person is, but you would learn that person. And I think that's so key. It's so important.
And interestingly, when it comes to that's very kind of you. Thank you. When it comes to choreography,
I didn't really mean it as a compliment, but whatever.
It's just a fact. When I've done some choreography recently, I've actually had to. The choreographer somewhat has to lose ego.
Yes.
Because it's really not about them at all. And I actually have had to. I think I've touched on this when we've been doing other events. Find that actually the choreography isn't what the skater needs. They need somebody else to hone in on their skating skills. They need somebody to hone in on their presentation because that's going to be the greater need for the skater at that time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, back to that, the 3 components. So you've got to figure out what is the weakness, and is time on that weakness worth losing time on something that's maybe a little bit closer. So that's part of the coach's job, is to take an analysis of all the aspects of skating. Where do I start? Where do I start with this athlete? How long will it take? Okay, last minute. Or no, I guess they're getting off the ice now.
Game over.
Okay, we managed to fill that warm-up as well.
Day 1 of warm-ups. Finito.
Done.
I really have been looking forward to this next performance for the last week. I am so ready to watch this program again.
Regardless of what happens with the jumps, this is just a wonderful skater to watch. Matthias Lindfors from Finland. It's just special.
Yeah, I don't think any words that we can say to introduce this young skater will do justice to what I hope we will get to see again. So enjoyable to watch.
And he'll skate the short program to Colorby.
Finland's Matthias Lindfor, this too, like many others that have gone before him in this event, will be his final Junior Grand Prix, and what a treat it is to see his creativity and the combination of he and his work with his sister Monica Lindfor. He was explaining some of that process, and he said there's zero barrier for communication between them, and such a positive experience. As Alina Maraverton pats him in the back, happy with what was given.
What I love most is not just what was created from a movement perspective, but I love, as I said before earlier in the practice, it's believable. It looks like it wasn't designed. It simply comes out of him and his heart and his soul when he hears the music. It just flows. Take a look at the triple Lutz, great height there, soft knees, up into the triple toe loop, gets the really back just in time. This is such a difficult, there was a little bit of a stumble last week, I think, or a little bit of hesitation in there, carries that flow off that slide, right up in the triple loop, but it's way back on the heel and he has to do a 3 turn, so he gets a minus GOE on that one element. But really, when you're watching him skate, you know you're watching an artist and a performer.
And
also an athlete, but
yeah, well, actually, it's interesting because we're talking about the different types of skater that there are, but the double axel that Matthias, although it's not triple, of course you'll be working on that and hoping to include it soon, but the quality of the technical elements that he had, the elevation on the triple lutz, triple toe, is very, very impressive as well. So you're able to, the judges are able to go with him on many of the technical element scores as well as the components. And interestingly, and fortunately, and I'm very happy to see it, the judges have given this the highest components thus far, even though he's not got the technical content from others.
Well, young man, you are something special for the audience to watch and the fans to follow for sure. You're also a sportsman, and you've got the athletic part, which is coming along, but you're a lot of fun to watch, that's for sure. Season best, 68 points, and he looks pretty happy with that, and that'll put him currently overall into 4th place. He's got some work to do technically to catch up with the others, but the rest of it in the programming components, well on his way, moving into senior.
And Lena's happy too, so that's good. Happy coach, happy skater.
Our next skater represents Spain, Andre Zapata.
And Andre, another skater who's studying, he's studying university online as he combines his skating and his studies.
He'll skate to Pink Elephant and Dr. Bones by Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
Spain's Andre Zapata completes his short program, and total respect to Andre for the way in which he continued to perform throughout the performance despite the mistakes that will have left him feeling so deflated. He landed the triple-triple when he competed in his first Junior Grand Prix in Varese, but it took the fall on this, the opening element, and so it's got to be difficult to keep and maintain that energy. But that he did, and I think this track and this vibe, very suited to him. He looks so comfortable and at home with the smiles that he exuded towards the judging panel, but now you get to see his feelings on that performance.
Yeah, it's one of the hard skills. It's hard to teach. You know, you have to park disappointment and keep that performance going. Some people are really good at it, but it's not easy to do because emotions override logic sometimes. There's triple Lutz too far back in the heel, over-rotated as well, takes a hard fall, gets back up pretty fast in the program though. Triple loop, leans outside the circle, but he's able to hang on to that landing. Slow this down here, the double axel. Good speed across the ice, good ice coverage as well in the air. As we see the sit spin change, what is this, the change combo spin at the end of the program, that's in a level 4. So he's a 59.91 season's best. He's not going to beat that score here today.
Yeah, just for a little context of what was lost, when Andre competed in Varese, his triple-triple at the start of the program had 9.43 points. But what happened here is 2.95, but with a 1-point deduction. So what's that, like 7.5 points he's lost on that one element. So that kind of, when you add that together, he would have been on target.
Yes,
he has progressed.
Yeah.
Just one mistake and one half a second of a nearly 3-minute performance is what's preventing him from achieving it.
Well, the short program score for Andre Zapata from Spain is 53.34. That will put him currently into 12th place, at least for the moment. 4 skaters to come. Our next skater is the silver medalist from Ankara, representing Japan, Sena Takahashi.
I was reading about how Sena now lands quad flip thanks to Ilya Malinin. He skated in a show with Ilya Malinin in April for some ice shows and gave some advice to Sena. But now, no quads necessary, no quads allowed here, but a clean skate is what he's after.
He has a personal best 82.87, and he'll skate to You Will Be Found.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? you will be found.
Well, Mark, I'm not sure, but we might have a new leader here.
Dennis Krugelog from Belgium has been leading for quite some time, but Sena Takahashi has scored over 80 points already this season, and I think this, perhaps a stronger skate than that which he achieved in Ankara en route to the silver medal that he had there. Now, this is a skater that in domestic events earlier in the season, he beat Ryo Nakata, the junior world champion, so we cannot underestimate Sena's capabilities for huge scoring, and that was a wonderful performance.
Yeah, no question. I mean, technically everything was solid and great, but he brought a freedom and a beauty of his choreography connected to the music. A sensitivity, I'm not sure, but it was all connected, and it makes it a little bit more special. Let's take a look at the PCs. They're all in the mid-7s.
Yeah.
So that is significantly higher, good point higher than Dennis Krugelov at the moment. Let's take a look. As I mentioned, he looks a little bit like Shoma Uno.
Good comparison to have with a former world
nice.
champion.
There's the triple loop, solid, soft knees, good running edge.
This is the only thing, the disconnect from the presentation into the triple axel.
Yeah, he had a big lead up to that. Let's take a look at that landing. No, it's clean in the system. Here's the issue that we were worried about. Look at the speed coming towards the boards. He's still got another jump to do. Gets the pick back in and just squeaks that foot around. That's amazing. Whew. And there's the flying sit spin in at a level 4, of course. All the elements in a plus GOE.
And, you know, as you would come to expect from a skater from the stable of coaching that he has, quality across both grades of execution for the tech score and program component scores, and employing Misha-ji and Kana Moromoto for choreographers as well. You know, it's such an all-rounded package.
So season's best, 82.87. We'll see how close he can come to that. It's a little bit shy of that, but it's an 81.43, and Sena Takahashi will take the lead, but with his teammate about to skate. 3 more to come. And there he is, representing Japan, Shun Yumira.
And Shun was third in Varese and very happy about it. His heroes are Yuma Kageyama and Kao Miura, hoping to draw on the inspiration they give him to vie for a spot at the final.
His season best was in Varese at 75.37, but he's going to need more to take the lead.
I mentioned some of the skaters that have inspired Shun Yomura, and indeed this music too, Poeta on el Mar, a piece of music that we have heard commonly and often in our ice skating community, and great to see Shun Yomura wanting to take on something that his idols have used and to do it well.
And they all have such great skating skills and power and speed and consistency. That's the big thing, consistency. You rarely see a Japanese skater, particularly in the men's event, make a lot of mistakes.
And for Shun, he said that when he was in Varese, he didn't feel too nervous, but then I wondered if competing here with a different expectation, that was his first international competition of note. Now competing again in contention for the final, but did not appear to showcase any nerves.
No, he looked totally comfortable and confident. This triple axel gets that leg back just in time to hang on to that landing. As we see good speed coming into this triple loop. There's no problem at all. Really well controlled. And completely focused, particularly top of the program. There's the triple flip. Immediately up into the triple toe loop. Not a lot of flow on the landing there. Again, that's been super picky.
Well, it is, for Shun Yomura, it is the flow which will differentiate him from the new leader, Sena Takahashi. He's got good flow. Sena just had a little bit more. So each of these strokes, you can see that crossover, the cross in front. Each of these steps, there's not quite the same tactility and pressure into the skate. So great, but that is what the judges will use to differentiate what could have been a new leader from his countryman, Sena Takahashi.
Not far behind, but it's not quite the same quality, particularly on the landing of the jumps, carrying that flow. And then you're having to work hard to pick up speed, catch up to the music.
Good job to coaches Takashi Mura and Takahito Mura.
Yeah. Well, he season best 75.37, so he's looking to beat that score. That would be one accomplishment, but he would need an 81.45 to take the lead, and he has a 77.30, so his season's best. Seems to be happy with that.
Oh, well,
maybe he wasn't looking for the lead. I'm not sure, but had to put him into second place.
I'm here for that reaction.
Yeah, that's
was
great.
Fun.
He's still happy. Look at him. Yes. And here's maybe where their expectations are lower. You know, I don't know. Here we go. Our next skater represents Canada, Grayson Long.
Grayson acknowledging after his silver medal in Riga that he feels like finally all of his hard work is paying off. It's been a long time since we saw him though on the Junior Grand Prix. What's been done now as he returns to the stage?
78.65 is his personal best. He'll skate to the umbrellas of Sherbrooke.
Depuis quelques jours, je vis dans le silence des quatre murs de mon amour. Depuis ton départ, l'ombre de ton absence poursuit chaque nuit, me fuit chaque jour. Je ne vois plus personne, j'ai fait le vide autour de moi.
Canada's Grayson Long, one of 3 silver medalists, coming up head-to-head in this Junior Grand Prix, the final stage. And great skater, but not the great skate that he was hoping for to go up against Dennis Kruglov and Sena Takahashi, who have those other silvers.
He had a really good start with that nice triple axel. That was solid. And then that triple Lutz, you know, he's not a big jump. He doesn't have a lot of height yet, a lot of air time, so it gets that body, upper body going maybe a little bit early. And he just sort of twisted around a little bit and had to take the fall. That's unfortunate. There's the... What happened to my replays here? Jeez. There's a
great
missed a triple axle.
Speed maintenance on that change of
wonderful.
edge.
Yeah, good flexibility, and there's the flying sit spin right at the end of the program. He gets a triple axle with a 1.26 plus GOE score for a total of 9.26. And a minus, of course, on the triple Lutz combo. Takes the fall on that, and the hit score-wise.
There, Brian Orser joining him in the kiss and cry, and you can see just a reaction to the performance. I'm always so admiring of the skaters who can, you know how much this means to them and still take it on the chin, being mature and reacting to that.
He is such a, grounded young man, and
seems to be. Yeah, you can tell that just
he's
from
a
the way
child
he's
actor as well. So he has acting background and experience and performance. Loves the sport. Stayed with the Gru a lot in the last few years. He'll be disappointed, but he'll put it in perspective because it's a long journey. It's not about just one skate. 69.82 for Grayson. The short program, that'll put him currently overall into 5th with 1 skater to come. He will be in the final group. Our final skater in the men's short program represents Kazakhstan, Artur Smagulov.
And another of the skaters who competed at the Dennis 10 Memorial so recently. A busy season has been already underway for Artur.
And he has a 69.57 personal best, earning that in Ankara a number of weeks ago. He'll skate the short program to Angels by Robbie Williams.
Final skater in the men's short program, Kazakhstan's Artur Smagalov. And interesting just to make the comparisons between the skaters' first Junior Grand Prix short program and this one. He didn't manage the triple-triple when he competed in Ankara. Did manage here. However, the first two jumping passes had a negative grade of execution, so we'll have to wait to see how it all kind of pans out.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, in your first couple outings on the Junior Grand Prix, you have some positives here, some negatives, and then you go back and forth, and you hope it settles down by your nationals and any of the ISU championship rounds as well.
I really like Artur's skating. I thought he was a little slow today compared to maybe what I remember, so maybe the component's not quite as high.
There's the triple axel, and that got off lean right off the top. It steps up into the spread eagle cover up, I suppose, with the check out there. The triple Lutz, triple toe loop, or triple toe that's in right now. Yeah, there it is. Triple loop.
Lovely.
That was nice. And then the flying sit spin. Took a little while to get in that sit spin position.
Actually, and the flying sit spin, interestingly, just coming out at level 1, so whereas it was a level 3 last time that we saw him.
It's funny how just little things can change the, you may feel great because you did your jumps, not in this case, but you did your jumps, but why didn't you get a score?
No.
There's those little details that maybe you're not as sensitive to in the program itself, knowing that you were short on a rotation.
Good to see Mikhail Brezhina working. His coaches are Rafael and Vera Aratonian, but Mikhail, a student of that school, and skaters helping skaters. As Artur just relays his feelings on the performance.
Final skater, let's take a look at the short program scores. 63.20 for Artur. That will put him currently into 10th place. There's some good skaters, and as it was in the women, we'll have a middle group kind of tight. As we'll take a look at the standings in just a moment. On the final event of day number 1 here in Abu Dhabi, there's Sena Takahashi in the lead with 81.43. As we take a look, 69, 68, 68, 68, 64, 63. It's really tight in that group, and there will be a lot of movement in there. Maybe not enough to move up into 3rd. We'll have to wait and see.
I thought it was a good event.
Yeah, it was a good event. And that concludes our day number 1. We'd like to thank, of course, all the local volunteers. It's a wonderful day. It's a historic day.
Yes.
With the first international skating union competition in Abu Dhabi, in this part of the world, in this region, Middle East. And they've been a wonderful host. They did a great job at the opening ceremony and a great job in handling this competition. So we thank them, all the local volunteers, of course, our officials and coaches. As we sign off on day 1 here from Abu Dhabi, tomorrow we'll have what event, Mark?
The Rhythm Dance, 1990s.
There you go. Followed by the women's free program in day number 2. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage here in Abu Dhabi. We hope you'll join us tomorrow. Good night, everyone.